Hocus Pocus.
Everybody focus.
That was me. Hocus Pocus.
Everybody focus.
One second. Today's lesson is lesson 3-2. What is it?
3-2.
And we're going to learn all about customary units of liquid volume. And so I want your eyeballs to shift over. I shifted all of our vocab on our math wall, and I'm going to take you guys with me because we're going to be talking about a lot of these new vocabulary words. I will post them. They will be up here for this whole unit. Who sees volume up on my new vocab wall? Maddie, can you point to volume? Good. So volume is the space inside, but it's not like area because it's not just like a square or a rectangle. It's a 3D shape. What is it?
3D shape.
So you can find the space inside of a 3D shape, and there's pictures on that one, like a gallon and a liter, or a little graduated cylinder, like a see-through cup with lines on it that measure, right? We're going to focus today on these bottom ones here. And that's where I'm going to pause my video for my online friends so I can talk to you guys a little bit more. So with our customary units here, the smallest unit is going to be a cup. And a cup is the size of your milk carton that you get for lunch every day. Or if you do any baking, you've probably used a measuring cup before, right? It's about the size of your fist. Okay, so if you think about your fist, that's about 1 cup's worth of liquid volume. It's about that much. And your fist will grow a little bit as you get bigger, right? But it's pretty close for a visual. Then my next unit is going to be a pint. Well, how do we say this one?
Pint.
I know it looks like pint, but it is pint. Now, a pint is going to be about the size of a larger bottle of water. And in fact, if you have a bottle of water that has measurements on the side, if you got a Camelback, a lot of you have Hydro Flasks, and they might tell you on the bottom how many ounces are in them, or anything like that. Okay? A pint is going to be the larger size water bottle. So like
this? Like this?
That's probably pretty close to a pint. If I look at Maddie's right here, it tells me that it's 32 ounces, which would be, that's actually 2 pints. So my bad, not the bigger water bottle, my tiny ones. Let me find my little regular throwaway water bottle.
Mine's tiny.
A regular throwaway water bottle, this is like 1 pint. So it's not a whole lot. It's only 2 cups. That's what it's equal to. Okay, so if I'm talking about pints, and you can see that on my picture here, I have 2 little cups inside of 1 pint, right?
Okay.
Not a ton. You can drink these pretty fast, right?
No.
Then our next one we're going to talk about is a quart. How do you say this one?
A quart.
You might hear if any of your parents fill their own oil, like replace their own oil, they might be like, oh, I need to go get a quart of oil. Or maybe you need a quart of buttermilk or a quart of orange juice. It's pretty close to a ½ gallon. It's around that amount, okay? And then something we're all familiar with is a gallon of paint, like a can of paint, right? A gallon of milk. When your parents fill up with gas, they fill up it with gallons, right? So I have this picture here to help us see. We're going to talk about here. 1 gallon is the big amount we're talking about. In 1 gallon, we actually have 4 quarts. Do you all see that?
Yep.
So how many quarts are in a gallon?
4.
Good. Each quart has 2 P's for
Pint. For
not
pints.
pins. How do you say it?
Pints.
Pints. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints in 1 gallon, right? Then inside of each pint, there's 2 cups. So that means for my pint, this little water bottle, it would take 8 of these to fill up a whole gallon of milk. Okay? And if it takes 8 of these and there's 2 cups in each of these, then I would take 8 times 2. How many cups are in a gallon, Skylar? You were right. Say it again. 16. So there's 16 cups in 1 gallon. These are the measurements that we're going to be talking about today. And I want you to kind of be able to visualize about how big that would be. And what would we measure? What would we measure in pints? What would we measure in gallons? What would we choose to measure in cups or even smaller amounts? But I wanted you to hear those terms and get them in your brain and kind of see what sizes they are before we get started today. Okay? So when I say teach, I want you to turn and talk with your neighbors about some of the new units that we're going to be talking about for liquid volume and capacity. And then think about something that you would actually use to measure with cups or gallons or maybe even quarts and pints. Are you ready?
Yep.
Teach.
Okay, goodbye. Goodbye.